Guys, this is Allie Colleen, and you're watching Country Music Minute.
Hi guys, Sam Johnson here with Country Music Minute. We have a very special guest today, and it is singer-songwriter Allie Colleen. Miss Allie, how are you?
Hi, I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today.
She is almost a Belmont graduate.
Almost.
May, right?
Yes, Cinco de Mayo is the day.
Oh, so you're going to get to like double party,
Exactly.
like graduate
Yes.
and then party for Cinco de Mayo too.
Yes.
How awesome
That's
is
the
that?
plan.
Yeah, well, are you getting a degree in music? Or, I mean, we know you're a singer-songwriter, but what's your degree?
Believe it or not, my degree is in songwriting.
Is it?
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a fantastic 4 years, and it's been super cool, and the classes have been incredible. But my degree is songwriting, and my minor will be music business.
Speaking of singing songwriting, there's so many amazing songwriters here in Nashville. You know that as well. How has being at Belmont played an influence on your music?
Belmont has been incredible. It's been really challenging, and it's been really cool. There's so many different people coming into Belmont from so many different places.
Yeah.
So it's the co-writes go so much farther than they would, when you're just writing on your own, which is what I always did before I went to Belmont. So
being a songwriter here in town, you've probably had the opportunity to write with some pretty amazing people. Is there anybody out there that you haven't had the opportunity to write with that you would love to?
Ashley McBride is like the greatest thing on earth. She's like Christmas, and we actually got the chance to sing at the Bluebird together, and it was the most magical night. And then the next week, me and my friend Carlene and Ashley, we all got together, and we intended to write, but we just ate food all night and just hung out, and it was fantastic.
It's funny because sometimes those nights when you really don't plan on writing a song, or you do and things go the other way, it's like that's when the good stuff really comes out, right?
Yeah, but honestly, it's the coolest thing getting to write with anybody, because before I moved here, I always wrote by myself, and I'd never done that, and co-writing's so awkward. It's kind of like standing in front of someone and just like getting naked, like, here's my body, like, this is what I look like. Like, it's the craziest thing, and when you find someone who makes that comfortable for you and easy, it's a really cool relationship. And
well, I have to ask, I'm sitting here and, speaking of clothes and taking clothes off, you've got tons of tattoos.
I do have tons of tattoos.
Okay, on your Facebook page, your cover photo is one, and you have numbers around are those your feet?
They are my feet. They are my feet. So I have the coordinates of Calvary, where the crucifixion of Christ was, on my ankles, because I always knew that I wanted something kind of in remembrance when I look at those places where he was pierced, and what that day was for him, and I always wanted something there to look down, especially at my feet, and to see that I can walk wherever I want and do whatever I want because of that sacrifice that was made. My sleeve, I drew it up when I was like 15, and I got it done here in Nashville, and I just love them, and I just love having kind of constant reminders of things that I struggle with.
I'm such a big believer that God brings certain people into your life for certain reasons, and you and I have been connecting over email for a very long time. Trying to pin down this interview, and I'm so thankful to have you on the show, and it's such a blessing to hear the story behind your tattoos, because, like I said, I'm a big believer in God, and it's just, like I said, he brings people together for a reason.
Yes,
so,
he does.
Yes, he does. You do come from a very musical family. How has that played an influence in your life?
It's the coolest thing. Oddly enough, my family and I, we don't talk about music. And it's the strangest thing ever, because now that I'm starting to go through this process of figuring all this stuff out, it's like, why haven't I been like asking this stuff my whole life? But it's so weird. You talk to mom or dad about music, and they'll answer in sports, and everything just comes down to hard work and to doing what you love and to just not giving up, and it's so cool that I get to grow up with these mentors and everything, and they have no idea, how much they've taught me.
So are there moments where you guys like disagree? I mean, you're kind of going your own direction, doing your own thing and your own music, and I love it. But are there times where like, no, Allie, you should not do that?
Dad tried to teach me how to play guitar, and I very distinctly remember looking at him and go, you don't know what you're talking about. It's really cool because, when Dad has an opinion and I have an opinion, it's not one or the other. It's, okay, well, what's different about these, and like, why do you see it this way, and why do I see it this way, and is there anything that we can do to kind of get this all to come together somewhere in this pot of whatever we're doing? And they're all about learning and failing and learning and failing just to get to that success.
You told me that you've kind of been working on some stuff, singing, songwriting. You're not going to release anything yet. Sorry, fans. But you kind of have a deal with your family that you're not going to do anything until after you graduate,
right.
which I think is awesome. And after you graduate, what's the plans? Let us in on
I want to get that ball rolling as fast as I can. But there's nothing.
I want you too.
Thank you. But there's nothing more important than God's timing. That's the biggest question I always get is whose birthday is on my clock, and it's not a birthday. So my clock's at 3:01 for Ecclesiastes, which is for everything there's a season, a timing perfect under heaven. And I have the biggest struggle with God's time over mine because obviously mine's right,
Me too.
Clearly. I've been talking with some different people, some different producers, and really the most important thing is the songs. It's always going to be. I'm getting married in October.
Yes.
So that's kind of my biggest priority right now is the communication between Jonathan and I and really solidifying what this journey is going to look like for us before we just wing it and step into it. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
You beat me to the punch. I was going to ask you. You got engaged in summer, right?
Yes, I did.
Los Angeles.
On my birthday.
On your birthday, her 21st birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You had two milestones. You got engaged and your 21st birthday.
She's every woman. I heard it as a child, and I was like, if a man ever hears this song and thinks of me, I nailed it. I did everything right that I was supposed to do, and for some reason, Jonathan thinks of me when he hears that song. And so him and Dad had talked about it, and Dad has this time when he goes up and he sings requests and stuff, and it's kind of an intimate, just him without the band. And so during that time, Jonathan came under the stage, and he asked me then, and it was the coolest thing ever.
It's funny because I've been watching videos past, and I'm a fan, but it's is Dad going to pay for honeymoon? Because he has for some people.
Yes, he has, hasn't he? In colleges and all that
Hawaii. So if you guys ever want to catch Allie Colleen out singing, songwriting, you can head over to the scoreboard.
Yep.
Every
Saturday night.
All right, guys, I'm going to let Allie Colleen take it away for you.
She'll never know the fire, she said, this old cowboy falls. Our name.